What's up? What's up? What's up, gang? I am him. Him is I. I am Astro, and with me today, I have my main man, the guy you guys know so much, Mr. Buck Fames. Man, we're here to do episode 99 of But There's More. One episode away from episode 100. Episode 100, we have to do something big. We gotta have some fun, man. We gotta have some fun. I got some few ideas. We'll see what happens. But what's up, Buck? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Chill Sunday today.
Very chill Sunday. Very low key busy Sunday, but chill at the same time. But good to see everyone's on here today. Make sure you guys drop a like and without further ado, let's get into it. All right, Buck. So we got quite a few things to talk about today. Some of which I think you've already discussed, but we got to tackle it on today's show. Um, so first off, let's start with the hottest topic, right? The hottest topic being um, Penguin. So Penguin's out, right? So Sideshow released the new Penguin, and it sent everyone in uproar, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel about that? How did well? So let's first let's start with Penguin himself. Tell me how you feel about Penguin. Well, actually, I'll show him while we're talking about him. But tell me what you think about the Penguin.
I know a lot of people are excited, but
Don't do this, Bug. Don't do it. Don't do it.
no, I'm not gonna say it's bad. Doesn't do much for me. I think there's a little bit more hype behind this than is deserving of the piece as far as just what it looks like visually. And I think what is influencing that like hype is the fact that Sideshow's never done a penguin, and also that everyone's of the mindset that this is going to be a low ES. So everyone's thinking if you want it, you got to get it once the PO opens,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Right.
so that's probably why people feel so excited for this. As far as the actual statue, I don't think it looks particularly amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, but then again, it might just be penguins. It's a good penguin statue, right? I'm not. I was never going to buy a penguin statue, so maybe that's why I'm not like particularly impressed either. I'm not in the market for this, but
Yeah.
it's good. It's good. I think the excitement around it is goes beyond what the statue looks like. It's there's excitement for a bunch of things associated with this piece, not necessarily the statue itself and what it looks like.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Give me 1 second here. So so let's see. So let me. I'm gonna be doing some stuff in the background here. So, okay, Sashio's never done this before. We're assuming the ES. What do you think the ES is going to be? Since you said everyone thinks that it's going to be a long one.
This is weird because Sideshow has decided to start throwing curveballs at us. So
Mm-hmm.
if this was the before times, I would have
Mm-hmm.
said 1500. If in the current age, I don't know. Could be 750. Could be less. I don't know. Especially with Sideshow saying to expect lower ESs from them. Do you, as a collector, do you want to try calling their bluff, right? Or do you want to buy? Because I have the feeling, I like Sideshow is still doing the thing where, they put it up for pre-order. There's no ES in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Let like some orders come in, and then based on the demand they see in that like period of time, they set an ES. so they can anticipate future demand as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost in a sense, it's kind of like made to order, but not quite.
Right.
Um,
It's like a in between.
yeah, it's almost like what XM does, but not quite. And so, depending on how many orders they get up front before they announce the ES, it could go either way. I think with the Poison Ivy, people probably weren't in a rush to order that piece, and that's why we got such a low ES. I think after people saw what happened there, things are gonna go a lot differently for this penguin. And so I'm actually thinking this penguin should be on the higher end of the ES curve, unless people just don't really care about Penguin as a character as much as they've been making it seem, and
Mm-hmm.
not that many people pre-order this.
That's a fair point. And you mentioned the the poison ivy. I'm gonna go to her in just a second. What's up, Piggy? What's going on, buddy? Knight, what's good? What's good? Marcos, my guy, that's my man. What's going on? Roman Helmet, what's up? What's up? Raider, my man, what's good? What's good? So poison ivy, right? So this is what I think about poison ivy. You made a good point. As I sit here and think about this, they put the so okay. You just gave me a new perspective. So check this. This is what I'm thinking. Poison ivy is shipping in like August or something, right? Like they think that's when she's allotted to start shipping, right? If she's done in August, that means that what is this? This is March now. April, May, June, July, August. This is 5 months from now. In these 5 months, they would have had to Sideshow would have had to notify the factories, letting them know how many you need to have made by a certain date. Because the factories also have a backlog that they're working on, so you can't just it's not a last minute situation, right?
Oh no, Sasha got a lot of weight to throw around. So
Well,
Sasha
yeah.
like get on our product right now. In fact, she's like, yes, sir.
Well, I'm sure there's definitely some of that, but you also have to think about they may be also working on other products for Sideshow that also have due dates as well. So it's different projects and different things happening. So even if let's just for the sake of argument, let's say this entire factor is dedicated to Sideshow, right? They still have other stuff they're working on. And they don't want to miss those deadlines. So we need to have our numbers in by a certain date, right? So that we can start. So we know how many we need to make, etc. Um, Based on Sideshow's business practices in the past, it has not been conducive of consumers pre-ordering, right? Because you have discount codes, you have seconds, you have as soon as the piece ships, now it's up on seconds. And, oh, they now it's on discount for 15% off. It's their birthday, so now they're doing 20% off or something weird. It's just weird stuff going on. So no one's rushing to go PO a piece. Hell, I'll just wait until it comes up on seconds, get it 15% off, and get a discount. I mean, who gives a damn about the shipper box, right? Um, so okay, cool. That happens. They put the piece up for PO with the short lead time. Nobody really POs. Okay, well we gotta make a stick. We gotta get this to the factory now. This is the cutoff date. Oh, by the way, in between time, they didn't communicate that they were going to be doing this, right? So no
I
one's
think they
thinking that
did.
they
They
said
did say.
they go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think they did say the ES was going to be low, right? And they said you should pre-order it. So there was some time, but before they set the ES, there was literally some time where you could pre-order the piece, and it was guaranteed you would get one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there was no ES. And then based on how many people ordered around that time, like they set the ES, so they would have had a surplus based on how many people even pre-ordered initially. The ES is low because no one was interested in the statue before they said the ES was low,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Or yeah. Mm-hmm.
That has to be the case because, like, if a lot of people ordered it, then it wouldn't be set at, I think it said at 250, right?
250. Yeah.
Like, think about that for a second, right? Sideshow has seen the orders come in, they see how low it is. It's like, yes, no one wants this piece, so they're just like, "What's up, Jesse?" And then they set the ES to 250. So they have people that already put their money down based on the initial announcement,
Mm-hmm.
and then they make the announcement that it's gonna be a low ES, and it's like they finally say what it is, 250. When they set that 250, again, it's gonna be a surplus on top of the people that have already ordered. So they're gonna like add an extra amount, and then everyone rushes in to get that extra allotment, and then that sells out, and that's like the 250. But clearly, not that many people pre-ordered the statue in the first place for the ES to be so small. You know, the
Mm-hmm.
statue didn't change visually before that 250 was announced. Like it didn't change after they said it was going to be 250. I mean, there's probably a lot of hype around the fact that it's a low ES, and even that hype, how much of it is from people that would actually have bought the piece, right? Even if like if they made this 750 pieces instead, which is still a relatively low ES,
Mm-hmm.
right? For
Mm-hmm.
Sideshow,
Right.
would that statue still be in stock? I
Seven
think
fifty for this
yes.
piece.
For the
Poison ivy.
Poison Ivy.
Okay.
I have a feeling if the ES was a 750, that statue could still be in stock today.
I think so. I think if they would have announced it to be 750, I think whatever number they were at, whether it be 100 something, it would have bumped it up to I think maybe like 500, maybe
Hmm.
four
So I
four or
think
500.
so I think probably a lot of the excitement we're seeing, right, over that piece, and probably the idea is not necessarily about the specific statue.
Oh,
It's
FOMO.
about the idea, not necessarily FOMO, but it's about the idea that now sideshows pieces are going to be
Oh,
rarer, right?
oh, I see. Yes.
People are buzzing and talking about. There's a lot of talk about the poison ivy, but it's not necessarily that the people talking about it want to buy it, or at least everyone that's talking about it wants to buy it, or have even ordered it. They're just like excited that now sideshow is probably going to be doing lower ES statues. I think. What was it? It was not an original plan to.
I think so too. I thought that it was yeah. That makes a lot of sense because they also had like on this website it said like sideshow exclusive or something,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody knew what that really meant at the time when they first did it because it was like, what do you mean side like exclusive? Like there's no switch out. Like like we thought that that meant like some type of new head sculpt or a
Mm-hmm.
new arm or something.
I feel
But
like. Sorry, go ahead. I've been talking about it.
no. I'm just saying what in hindsight what that actually meant was that you can only get this from Sideshow. This is a
Mhm.
Sideshow exclusive. And Marcos is confirming that here.
Yeah, based on what Marcos is saying, yeah, that sucks that they. But I feel like if you're someone who pre-orders at other retailers, right, regularly,
Mm-hmm.
you would have checked and you would have seen that the statue wasn't available then, and you would have had your questions. I mean, and then you could probably contact the retailer. I mean, Marcos is a guy that's reachable on Facebook pretty
Yes,
easily.
yes,
You
yes.
could go to him and ask him, "Hey, what's up? What's with this statue? Why don't you have it up yet?"
Mm-hmm.
And he'd tell you they're not making it available to the retailers, right?
Right.
What's up, Trey?
What's up,
What's up?
Trey?
What's up, people? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. You working, Trey?
Man, I was driving and I pulled over because I wanted to jump in.
Oh, my man, my man. That's
Yeah.
dedication right there. I
So
appreciate that.
I was pulling up to the crib, so yeah, had to.
We're talking about Ivy and this penguin. Well, it started with penguin, and then it kind of shift to Ivy, talking about the low ES and all that type of stuff. Because
Mm-hmm.
I asked Buck, what you think the ES will be on this piece here. I was talking in a private chat with Cash, and I told Cash I think this ES is gonna be around 400. That's my guess.
Okay. Man, and I want to hear what Professor Buck also thinks. I think, man, I think it'll probably be 500 to 750. I would hope that they keep doing, the low ES to keep that momentum going, and also really inspiring and hopefully encouraging in a we got to do the same thing sort of way with the other companies, to make them do that as well. Bring that rarity back, to bring that chase, keep
Right.
everybody on their toes. So
As I sit here and think about this, are we seeing lower edition size across the board from all companies? Because I feel like we are, right? Or no?
So that Superman piece that XM just put out, that metal ones, it was $199.
$199.
$199. I know that Berserker Predator, I think the premium, at least, or deluxe, was like 300 pieces.
That's low.
From Prime One.
Yeah, from Prime One.
I feel like 300 is not. It's like pretty. It's
It's like
pretty normal for Prime One.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
The I said it earlier today. I'll bring it up because you guys know I love LBS. But that Cyclops from LBS, it's 150 pieces.
Wow, 150.
And I was telling people earlier, if you want it, because it was, people were wondering why is it still there. It's because nobody knew, and one person on a show slipped and let that out. And I'll try to warn people, hey, it's low, yes, but it's 150. So if they want to collect like that line, the X-Men, it's only going to be maximum 150 people that got it, Jack. That's it.
That's low as hell.
You
Yeah.
gotta ask yourself too, right? What was the ES? Any idea? I know they had multiple versions, but the total edition size on the Magneto. Any idea what that was around?
Shit, I got it. I'll look. See if I can find it.
But again, you ask yourself that question about. Sometimes it feels like we on YouTube are saying like, "Oh, the community wants X or Y," or people want to see this thing and that, and then when it actually comes to the buying habits of consumers, it doesn't reflect that reality.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's like it feels like I don't know. This character, this piece for one. We'll see. Based on the edition size, the edition size should tell us something. Because I can't imagine. It's very hard to tell. I don't know what their priority is right now, but I know for a fact that it's not going to be cheaper for them to just keep to make lower ES statues. It's going to be more expensive
Great point.
in
Yeah.
the long run. They might get a bunch of money up front, but like then they got to design a completely new statue again to put up for PO,
Yeah.
right? And that process is not cheap. It's very expensive. I was watching the interview that Alex did with Ang, like
I
that,
haven't got a chance to see that. Yeah.
and he literally said there's some statues that they take a loss on because they just make it anyways because they don't cancel projects because they do it for the fans, right? And that's making a lot of sense to me because there's some ESs on XM statues, and you look at them and you have to wonder, it's like this can't be sustainable for the company if they were to do this size for people. But they said they don't. They're willing to do that because they want to make the piece because the collectors want. There are some collectors that want it, right?
Mhm.
So they'll take the loss, and people already pre-ordered, so they'll make the statue for them.
Right. Now, I just want to draw attention to that monster back behind Adam. This is
Yeah.
it's different back there. All
Hey
the way
guys, how
back.
you doing?
What's going
So
on, man? You all right?
Yeah, thanks for the invite. Appreciate you guys letting me in.
Absolutely, man.
Cool.
Absolutely.
What's up, Adam?
Hey, what's up, Buck? Nice to meet you.
hello,
Trey,
man.
what's up?
What's up,
Astro.
partner?
Absolutely. Marco says, "What's up, Adam?"
Marcos, what's up, man?
We're talking about this penguin, and now it's kind of the conversation's kind of broadened a little bit. But quickly, what do you think the ES will be on this penguin here?
Whew. I don't know, man. I mean, it's kind of up in the air. A lot of people have, If you're following the line like with the Poison Ivy and the Joker,
Hmm.
if it's going to follow that trend, which I think, why wouldn't they? Why would they do an odd like ES if they had those two that came out really well, everybody liked them, and they sold out immediately? Maybe it'll be around like 600 or less.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
The more I sit here and think about it, the more I want to up my number because originally I said 400, but I'm just thinking, or maybe I'm overestimating the community. But I mean, there's no way Sideshow does a penguin for the first time, and then at least 500 people or 600 people don't say I need that. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't see it being a really high edition size, just because what's going on recently in the economy, how they've been trending recently, how people are buying right now. There's just too many things that point that it might just be like 600 or less, but who knows?
No, if they do, and that Magneto, by the way, was $6.99. I made the order, but if they make 600 or 700 of these, do you guys think at that point it's still an instant sellout?
I don't think so.
If
Not
they make how
instant.
many?
600 to 700.
Might not be an instant sellout. It might sell out kind of like the Joker did. The Joker, I think, took a little, maybe a couple days or maybe a little over a week to sell out, right? I didn't really keep track of it, but it's still sold out, just not super quick. So that's what
Mhm.
makes me believe it'll probably be 600 or below. But, like again,
Yeah.
like Astro said, they've never done this character before, in a premium format, right? I don't think they
Right.
have.
No, not to my knowledge. No.
A lot of people have been talking about it. A lot of people watch the BSC's channel, and he talks about it all the time. So just his viewers alone, I can see like, you know what I mean? Just like buying this thing out, man. So I don't know. We'll see.
It's you know looking. Yeah, I that's what I say, and like it doesn't make sense for them to be putting low ES pieces for their company, and even looking at because the thing about putting the high ES, it doesn't cost them money to set a high ES because they don't produce all the pieces all at once. They do
That's
them in
true.
batches, and so they could always just completely stop producing a statue and not even do the complete run if like they find the demand drops too low. Because
Oh,
how
I
many
see.
times have you gone to Sideshow where a statue that's already released and it's in people's hands and it says pre-order?
Yeah, but
Right.
have they ever done a higher ES and stopped in the middle of a batch? Or not in the middle, yeah, like in the middle of a run? Because you got to be careful doing something like that. If you promise the people, hey, we're going to come out with 2,500 of these, and people are kind of like, well, I got time now, or I'm going to save my money or whatever, and then you stop it right in the middle of production, you're like, well, we're not selling that many, so we're going to just stop right here. I don't think I've ever seen them do that, and I could be wrong though.
The thing
But
is, you sorry, my bad. Go on.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say you won't know if they stopped producing the statue because they didn't like because the thing is they'll only stop if they're not getting like enough pre-orders to
Fulfill the
necessitate
yeah.
like the constant like refreshing of new batches, right? So if they're not getting enough pre-orders, it means the collectors aren't the demand isn't actually there from the collectors. So why would people be mad when they aren't even like putting the money down to buy the statue if it stops being made? And the thing is, you won't know when it says sold out. You're just gonna assume that they hit their ES count. You're gonna make the assumption, and
Right.
for all it's on behind the scenes, they know why they cut off. They could know that it's like, well, we didn't have enough people. But I'll give you an example of a statue that I don't think it has that high of an ES, and I know there's still people that have the Sideshow Gladiator Hulk by Daniel Bell on pre-order. It's not with them.
Really? Still,
It's still on pre-order. I
I've
Mm.
think
had
when
that
that
piece
statue
for
come
like
out,
A while ago.
it's. I've had
exactly.
it for like almost 2 years. I feel like.
And so you think about the fact that they can set the ES to whatever they want. They can make it as high as they want, and they don't have to produce the pieces right away. They really don't. Like, and I think that's what they've been doing. They've been doing that for a long time. So I think that's the smarter approach if they want to like make money like on the piece long term, but then
Right.
again, it doesn't build excitement like a low ES does. And so I think probably in the moment right now, what they want to is probably build excitement for their brand again and get people excited for sideshow products again. So maybe that's where they'll be willing to take a hit on like on the finances with the ESs being lower. And so they're gonna build hype for their company again by because a lot of people are excited for sideshow now because of this. There's a lot of people that were skeptical are more excited for sideshow now because of the lower ES. It looks like, at least from what I'm hearing in the community.
They could also be, and we mentioned this on some other shows. They could be trying to, okay, if they do a lower ES, right? These 250s are probably going to be those kind of like those poison ivies and stuff. Well, I mean, this is going to fall into the same category, but like if they do those lower ESs, they could be testing stuff over time to see. Obviously, they're selling out quicker, but let's slowly start raising the price, not maybe as dramatically as some other statue companies do, like Prime One or whatever other. I noticed Prime One they kind of spike. They don't do like small incremental jumps. They just kind of do bigger jumps. But maybe they'll do smaller incremental jumps if they have lower edition sizes, because you can almost justify a more expensive piece to a degree if it's got a lower ES. Like a lot of collectors, I think, would agree. You know, if it's $100, maybe $200 more, they might still buy it because it's a super low ES. But I don't know. Would it still sell out? That's a good question.
You're right on that, actually.
Yeah, you can
Um,
always sell less and charge more and make the same amount of money. You know what I mean? Um, but I would suspect that they got to do that over time. You don't want to do that real quick. You know what I mean?
hmm
Mhm.
But
I've
I don't
already
know.
even noticed them raising the prices. You see the new Spider-Man PF, right? That's I think
Perspective
690.
base or whatever.
Yeah, that one. That's
Yeah.
$690.
Yeah.
Really?
And then
Okay.
the
Mhm.
Venom is 650.
Yeah.
That Venom is huge.
I have it. It is big.
And like just think about the Spider-Man. I don't know how big the Spider-Man is, but if we check the measurement, I'm fairly certain it doesn't have the presence of the Venom, is my assumption, and it's more expensive than the Venom, right?
Honestly, they could have charged more for that Venom if they wanted
hmm
to.
Exactly, they could have. It's pretty huge.
Let me see. I'm checking the measurements on the Spider-Man here. Let's see. So it looks like the Spider-Man is 21 or 22 inches tall.
How much you think that Spider-Man would have been a year or a year and a half ago?
Six
Honestly,
ten,
S-
think about it.
620, 610.
It'd have
let's
been
say
a
about
little less.
600. Yeah.
Right. They're incrementally just bringing up these prices up, right? Let's do it slower. We don't want to piss people off. And let's keep the edition size lower and let's see how they respond. I mean, if they're smart, you got to try different things. You got to pivot. You got to pivot and try different things, or else
hmm
you're not going to survive in the economy that's kind of going on right now. I mean, a
Yeah.
lot of collectors stopped collecting, a lot, or they have slowed down substantially.
Well,
So,
I know I've slowed down, but I've slowed down because I have like a lot of stuff that I want. It's either I have a lot of stuff that I want, or the second thing is um, the stuff that's being produced. Like I'm on the market for a Spider-Man, but like for example, the Spider-Man we're talking about, the one with the force perspective base, that's not for me, so I'm not buying it. Right?
right.
The Iron Spider that just came out, I like the statue, but I've never been a fan of the comic book Iron Spider suit, so it's not for
Mhm.
me. Right? So like I'm on the market for a Spider-Man, but I'm not gonna buy something just for the hell of buying it. Like that's just not what I do. So I'll sit and wait until a Spider-Man comes available that I really like and enjoy, and then I'll purchase it. But until then,
Mhm.
I'm just chilling.
Yeah.
I'm
To
the
what
same way.
extent? Go ahead, Trey.
I was just saying I'm the exact same way. I have not slowed down, but it's because I'm always extremely picky with what I buy, and that's just because of my wife. I could
bring whatever in, but she watches. So so she watches. So,
Listen, my wife watches too, so it's okay, Trey. I understand.
yeah.
As
Oh,
they
another
should, though,
statue.
right? These things are freaking expensive, man. This is not a small amount of money for our what we collect. You know what I'm saying?
That
So
is
Yeah.
also true. That's
When-
we
very
gotta we gotta
when-
be careful as collectors sometimes, because you're throwing thousands of dollars, man.
my first statue after the Bowens, my actual first like sideshow jump into this game was the Thanos on throne, and I got it in that little 7-10 minute window, and then I think it was like $1,350, and I'd only been looking at the statues for sideshow that were like $400, like the yellow brown Wolverine stuff like that. She knows how much I love Thanos, and I never thought in my life I would spend $1,300 for a stinking statue. I thought it would always be around the $300-$400, and I was even saying payment plan on that because it just didn't make sense to me yet either. I'd never seen one in person.
Yeah.
So now to sit here and spend $10,000-$15,000, a year on statues is actually insane to me. So, but I got that bug. So
got that sickness.
got the sickness. Got that twitch.
Yeah, that statue's twitch. That's funny. Okay.
To what extent do you guys think the hardcore collector matters to Sideshow in terms of the money, in terms of their overall revenue? Like, what was the percentage here for those of us who sit here that are constantly collecting? We're building a whole room, a display case, and all that stuff. To what extent are we the prime audience for them? And would you say there's the people that just come in, they see something they really like, they buy one statue and they're gone. They're not coming back for
Not
a long
coming back.
time or ever. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if the one-time buyer would be buying statues like that. Well, I guess it's a one-time buyer, so I don't know. I would say it like this. I'm just taking a wild guess. I have no idea. But we are a small percentage of sideshows sales. I don't think they sell so much other stuff, guys. We're so hyper focused on the stuff that we collect, but they're selling so much other shit that, you know what I mean? It's like, I would imagine it would probably be about we're about 20% of their sales for those statues out of their total sales, maybe 20-30%, maybe. I don't know. But they're selling a lot of other stuff.
I would go as low as saying 15 because you have to think they're producing other items like art prints and little knickknacks and stuff that go on your desk and
Yeah.
coins and all different type of stuff. So they're producing and selling that, and on top of that, they're also a distributor for other companies. And you gotta know, whenever they sell something from another company on their site, they're also getting a cut from that as well. So I would say probably even 10-15% as far as what the statues bring.
I think you're actually right. Yeah, I would
think it's
probably,
so much more.
Yeah. I would actually agree with you more on rather than what I said. You're probably right. Yeah.
Yeah, Sideshow has a lot going on. And you can tell their focus has shifted away from just statues to, hey, let's broaden this thing up because there's a market for all different types of collectibles out there, and we're gonna have our hand in a little bit of everything. And I guess it's working for them. So
they're that sweet spot because they have awesome statues, just like what we're looking at on our screen right here. They have awesome statues, and right now they're one of the lowest prices that you can get an awesome statue, a great quality statue at a great price.
that's true.
This is like prime time for them, man.
Yeah.
Prime time.
And I also think it's very smart for them to invest in those, let's just call it multiple streams of revenue or income, because those smaller buys that people are making, a lot of those people are the ones that eventually turn into us. And well, gosh, I really like this small thing, so let me try this at 250. Wow, that was badass. Let me try this at 500. You know what I'm saying? I think
Right.
it moves them up, graduates them to a higher buy price point.
Yeah. Mhm.
Right. Right. That's pretty crazy. That's crazy. Okay. Well, since we already have this open here, which is the pictures, might as well just get straight into them from here. Um, this piece here, she's been floating around for quite some time, and it looks like she's been finally printing and painted. So I really like this piece personally.
Yeah, yeah.
The base of it reminds me of that Iron Spider from Sideshow that we were just talking about.
Yeah.
But I think this piece is pretty cool, man. I don't know enough about the character to care to pick her up, but how do you guys feel about this piece?
I love it. Like I was 2 inches away from pre-ordering this. It was my time where because you may not get this in a licensed with the Warbird outfit. So I was 2 inches away from doing it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't blame you. It's a couple times I was there's a custom Black Panther. I'm sure you guys have seen it that got produced that I was like
See you,
very close
Marcos.
to producing. I was producing, picking up, but I ended up not picking it up, and I don't know. Some days I wake up I regret it. Some days I don't.
Mhm.
So you said this is a custom? Or
Yes,
this
sir.
is
This is custom for sure.
I like it. The only thing I don't like, there's 2 things I think the base is okay. I
Mm-hmm.
like everything with her, like her actual body and everything else. I think she looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think the powers could have probably been done on her hands a little bit better. They kind of look like jellyfish on the ends of her hands.
Uh-huh.
But I think it still looks good. I don't want to trash it. I think it's still a nice statue. It's just the powers on the hands could have probably been done a little bit better, maybe.
Yeah,
Right.
I wouldn't pose it with the powers on there.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm going to teach you guys something. Normally whenever Buck is quiet, that means he hates the piece, right? Buck, how you feel about it? Exactly. I knew it. Yeah.
I don't hate it. So I like the way the skin is painted. Um, the way the hair is painted reminds me of how you see miniature painters like paint um, Warhammer minis. It's very stylized. I like the way you can see individual strands in the sculpt of the hair as well.
Mhm.
There's something about her face that's not quite working for me. It's from the profile, like the projection on like the lower half after her brow, so like her nose. Um, it's not quite working, but I like the paint job. I don't like the fact that they use decals for the eyes, or like the way the decals ended up looking with the eyes.
Okay.
Overall, I think it's a good paint job. But if like I'm having like caveats with what it looks like now, it's gonna look worse when it's like produced.
Mm.
Just generally speaking, custom groups, most of them, almost all of them, do a terrible job on production.
Mm.
Just like that, just in my experience, the ones I've gotten, um, I've never kept any of my custom statues except for, um, I noticed Adam has a statue, Scarlet Spider Man.
Mhm.
Um, that group, I have a Spider Man from them, and from what I've seen, they always do an amazing job on the production for the paint. And I like that group. I like what they do, but no other group I've gotten anything from, I've ever been satisfied with the final production paint.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, that Scarlet Spider-Man paint job that whole statue is great. Um, so yeah, I agree with you.
That reminds me, the other reason I didn't pull the trigger, I was talking to Cash late. We were messaging each other, and he said, he told me probably for like the third time, he's like, "Be careful with them customs, homie." He was like, "Slow down," because I was getting ready to get them, And I
You
was like,
regret it if you
yeah,
because you get it, and then what they showed the master painter's job is completely different from the factory. What the factory is painting for you.
yeah,
It's usually you get a better factory paint job if you let the master painter at the factory paint it. When
hmm
they send it off to, like, a Titinan, or they send to Campy, or send to any of these other guys to paint, oh, it looks amazing. They show you the like pictures, like, oh, I gotta get in now. You're not getting. That's not the quality you get.
yeah.
I hate that though. I hate that. Don't like have the factory paint it, then show it to me. Like don't have the best painters in the world paint it and then sell me on that. And then when I get
Get
the
something different.
pieces, yeah,
Yeah.
it's something different.
It's
Yeah.
it's hard. You gotta look at their track record before you commit to a custom, and see if you're fine with what they've done in the past. Then maybe. But like you just got to be careful, and it also depends on the character as well.
hmm
Like most of the time, they'll do a bad job painting skin. So if you have a character who's fully like costumed and they don't have skin exposed, there's no face, like then it's not the chances of them screwing it up is really low. They
hmm
don't need to be amazing painters to paint someone that's fully in costume. But the more skin is exposed, the more complex the colors are on the base, the less likely you can expect to get a good job out of a custom group. They just don't have the funds to, do as many back and forths and checks as would be necessary to secure a higher quality product, except for certain scenarios.
hmm
Mm-hmm. That's good. Hey,
I had a custom that I actually did cancel one of them because I started seeing it get in hand, and mine hadn't come yet. And then I started seeing people sell it, and it's a prominent custom group with a rare figure that there was only 50 of, and I'm seeing 7 and 8. As soon as they get them, they're like putting them up for sale. I'm like, what's going on? If if there's only 50, my God, and it's this specific character, why are they selling it? And I was just like, no, you can keep my NRD or whatever you want to call it. I'm done. Like, keep
Yeah.
it.
What
It'll be
what
too hard
character
for
was
me to
that?
sell it. The guy will know me. It'll be a war.
No, you're not saying the name of the group. I'm just curious what the character was, right?
The character's so rare.
oh, he's saying
Oh,
you
so
know exactly.
you know
You know
exactly who made
exactly.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
shit.
So and that dude's crazy. So I'm gonna leave that fight alone.
Oh man. You know what that means? That means you're still in the group and you still want to pre-order something.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? He kicked me out of the group,
Oh
and
wow.
then like for the last like 10 days, just yesterday, my Facebook came out of like jail. I was on Facebook jail. I couldn't make any comments. And I was like, it happened on the same day this dude got mad, and I was like, you probably said something, like I
Like
did something.
reported you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I looked at my Facebook. It said no violation. I was like, this dude done. I'm gonna just leave this dude alone. Like you been a baby. You got $400 out of me. Sit still. You know?
He might have got a lot of people that did exactly what you did because of the work that was coming out.
Yeah. I'll never make that mistake again. I think I'm out of the
Yeah.
custom game for the most part. I got 2 that I have to pay for, and yeah, I'm good.
Good job. Good job. Cause I'm in the same boat as you. Me and Buck had to do the same thing what Cash did to you.
Yeah.
Buck did that to me.
What
And
customs do you guys have on order right now?
I'm
Do you,
I'm
do you have
the,
any
the
customs?
only group is the group that gave you the Scarlet Spider. That's the only group I have pre-orders with. I'm not messing with anybody else right now.
yeah.
I've got 2 Thanoses, and one I would not have done if I had seen the LBS one, first. There's no way I would have done it. I loved it at the time. I won't be mad because I love Thanos. But we'll see if they get all my money. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. For
Sometimes,
sure.
sometimes it's best just to cut your losses, man. Instead of paying for a piece that you don't necessarily want. It sucks. You lose $200-300, whatever it is, and you're like, man, but it's better than paying 1,500.
Yeah,
Yeah,
stop before you get them pregnant. Just
even if
stop.
you want to try and sell it later, like just the stress of trying to sell a custom. Because
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, man, when you're selling a custom, you have all the people that comment in the comments and like, oh my God, I can't believe you're selling this. It's so amazing. Why aren't you in my DMs asking me about the statue, man?
Yeah.
Everybody just comes, oh, this is the best Wolverine statue I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And then behind the scenes is crickets, bro.
And
Because no one wants that shit. Everybody just always hyping the customs,
yeah.
talking like, it's the best thing ever, but it's not selling
Yeah.
because most people instinctively know that the quality of these pieces is not there. But the thing that like gets some people is the exclusivity of getting a
Mm.
custom or being in the group. Yeah.
It's crazy. That's crazy. That's all the way crazy. I'm I have a custom still on order. I have a well, that's the only thing that's the only custom I have on order. It's a X-Men character. Um I've been thinking about just cutting my losses and
Should call this show custom statue regrets. PO regrets.
well no the piece hasn't shipped yet. It hasn't shipped yet,
Yeah.
obviously, but
So you still have time not to regret it.
yeah, I don't
The storm.
was
Hey,
It
I wanted
sounds
that
like he's
Silver
already in
Surfer.
cancel phase.
Yeah, I wanted
He
that
just
Silver
hasn't
Surfer.
made a decision.
I wanted that Silver Surfer that Astro has, and I remember I was talking to the person who was doing them, and they were like, "Yeah, it's just $200, to do the NRD, and it's coming out, in a few months." I was like, "Yeah, shoot, man, I wanted that thing bad." When you put it on your channel too, and you showed us, I was like, "Dang, I want that thing." And then you said the shipping about killed you, I was like, "Yeah, I'd have been pissed." Like, I
yeah.
think they showed me like $700-800 may have been the shipping for me. I'm like, "Oh yeah, dog, y'all didn't get that, dog."
Mm-hmm.
Nah,
Oh,
Jack. Nah, Jack.
listen, that piece. Listen, man. I learned a valuable lesson with that piece. Valuable lesson. Mistakes I will never make again in my life to the day I die, and which is pay that much for shipping. I will never ever
Because you're
again.
not getting that shit. You're not getting the money back when you try to sell the
You,
custom.
you, you're
It's like,
you're not getting it back. You're just not.
so it would have just been better not to even like pay the rest of it. You're like, yo, commissioner, you deal with this. It's your problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then it turned into a whole thing. It turned into a whole thing. But anyway, this piece right here, I want to talk about this piece, right? When I first saw the piece, I was like, oh man, you Superman. It's custom. It's pretty cool. And then looked at it some more, and I looked at it some more, and I looked at it some more, and I said, I don't know about this one. And the reason why I said that is because I feel like his cape is like just sitting on his body. Like
I was getting
you,
ready to say, yeah.
you can put
What
like
about
a
his-
sheet on him.
What about his
Yeah.
fists? They look
His
like
hands,
the Thing's fists. Yeah, they look like the
His fists are abnormally large, and the cape looks like it's Play-Doh'd onto around his neck.
Yo, imagine if this dude opened his hands
And his
to-
belly button is like painted on his.
No.
I mean, what the hell?
I'm just saying. I just wanted Astro to finish because I
Yeah.
wanted to see where he was going.
After this show, we're gonna get banned from all the custom groups.
Oh
we're
yeah,
in.
we are. I mean, he got a shower curtain for a
No,
cape.
no, no.
Hey,
If
that's the case-
his belly button. Yeah.
it looks like it's painted on, man.
Oh man,
It
dang.
looks like they just they pushed it in.
Ooh.
Yeah,
That's
Hey,
crazy,
listen.
dog.
the
Listen, no,
insertion
no, no.
point for the cape is wrong. It doesn't look right.
Dang.
Listen, I support all artists. You know what I'm saying? all painters. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
man, we're just trying to help them get better,
Yeah,
man.
we
right.
support you.
Exactly.
We support you, just not with our money.
Listen,
Yeah.
I honestly do not care if I look at something. Like I said, I'm not going to lie about it. Like okay. So let's say the positives. The positives are everything else looks pretty good. His anatomy, but his fists are obviously large. His face isn't bad. The hair isn't bad. The pose isn't bad. But those fists are serious. I mean, they look like melons.
What they should have
Well,
done.
here's another thing. I'm gonna throw another
The
wrench.
base
in.
is good, or at least the rocks. The way the concrete looks is nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad looking statue.
They should have put that
But-
other statue in front of this one. So and we could just see the curl of his hair or something like that.
I think that's funny. I think that the cape is also uninspired. Like I feel like it should have been some more character in the cape. Like Buck
Yeah.
normally says, to make it a little bit, it's just kind of drooping over him. It doesn't seem right.
Yeah, no, dog. This one ain't for me.
And usually Superman's cape doesn't like drape over his shoulders; it goes behind him.
Exactly.
It just looks
Yep.
weird.
Yeah. It's positioned too far forward.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah, it's like it's coming up too
Because,
far.
It's like
Yeah.
almost like a cloak instead of a cape.
Exactly. Yeah. So the points of the cape at the top near his neck should be further out towards the end of like further out towards the end of his like S emblem or whatever. I wish I could just show you and point to it, but
And I think that I've seen so many Supermans and customs come out lately that it's that exact pose with that exact knee up and those fists down like that. Like I think I've
It's the
seen like
same
at least
thing.
4 or 5.
It's
At least 4 or
called-
5.
It's called
Yeah.
hush hype. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Hush
And,
hype, yeah.
You see someone successful do something, you gotta like follow suit.
Yeah.
They've figured out the formula, so instead of like reinventing shit yourself, you follow suit. That's what
Just
it's
put that doomsday in front of it. It'll be cool. It'll be cool.
That's funny as hell. I think his name is Ricardo. He posted these pictures in a group about his collection, and I just kind of captured it. And I said, my man has a lot of statues, man.
Yeah.
looks good.
I like his spacing from it too.
Yeah, he has a lot of statues. Looks like these may be the the IKEA joints.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He got the Black Panther from XM. He got the Prime One, Spider-Man 2089 or 2099.
2099. Yeah.
Doctor Strange. I almost got this Doctor Strange piece. I actually kind of like it.
Yeah, I got that.
But that's what's up. He has some art prints and some pieces up here.
Yeah, I want some of his statues.
Oh, he's got my Thanos. I always wanted that XM Thanos.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's amazing, man.
I want that Iron Spider.
Really?
Yeah, I want 2099 as well.
I've always wanted 2099. Yeah,
It's still available on Spectration site.
Oh really?
Is that the Prime one?
Yes.
Yeah, Prime One.
I'm sorry, that's the Prime one. Yeah, XM's got one too. That's available.
Oh, okay. And they are both 1/4 scale, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think they're both quarter scale.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
The one thing that people were saying about the XM's version of it, everyone liked everything about it except it was a little bit too dark as far as the paint, is what they were saying.
Yeah,
So,
that black wash.
right.
I also almost bought this Emma Frost.
Mm.
But this was like I found it on Amazon from this store. You know how people sell things on Amazon, like if I have a store and I put it on Amazon, they had the Emma Frost from Sideshow on there. And I was like, wait a second, that looks pretty cool. And then it was long sold out at Sideshow, so I was like, oh, wait. I thought about getting it, but I ended up not getting it.
That Storm is great.
For 400.
No, that was the reason why I didn't get it. It was too expensive. It was like 700.
Yeah, I know where you could get it for 400.
Oh, where?
If I say it live, you might not be able to get it.
Oh, okay.
Just tell them
sure
in a
enough.
private message. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, sure enough. Fair enough. Yeah, because I think I might pay 400 for it. Shit, that's a good price.
For which statue? Which statue you talking about?
The Emma Frost.
Sideshow.
Oh yeah. That Storm is cool too. I like that Storm. I think it's got a light up.
Yeah, I think it does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sideshow does a great job with their XM or their X-Men pieces. I don't, for the price, you can't really beat it. There's some that are not like great, but they're not bad either.
Like this X23. I don't know what the hell XM was going with this one. It's crazy.
Their other X23 I had, and it was great. The one where
amazing,
she's in the air and she's kind of looking down.
Mm-hmm.
She's got two different portraits. Amazing
Your
piece.
hair's flowing up.
It looks fantastic. She looks mean. It looks way better than that one.
Mhm.
But that one's still nice for his collection. It fits in good with the rest of his stuff. So
Mhm.
Thanks for sharing, Ricardo.
Yeah,
yeah, man,
thank you, Ricardo.
looks
That's
good. Nice
pretty
collection.
good. Pretty good collection here.
A plus.
Wow.
Oh,
I don't
and
know.
Triple A plus.
he has the custom the custom joint in the
Yeah,
middle.
the forbidden angel.
The Forbidden Angel, yes. The
I
Forbidden
wonder,
Angel.
I wonder if he's got that little clear stand to keep it popped up. Wonder if he's using that.
Oh, yeah, he should have it. Do you guys think that Sideshow will ever do an Iceman? He's actually one of my favorite X-Men, but he's not popular. So, like, I hate that his
Yeah.
chances of being made is low. I actually almost got that Iceman piece, but didn't. I was, I think I wanted to see if Sideshow was going to do one, but I really like that piece, man.
It might be if you do clear resin and you just make it like translucent. You don't add any tinting to it. It will yellow over time, and there's nothing you can do for it. It's going to yellow. It just That's just the way the material works.
Mm-hmm.
So if you if you go with clear resin, it's probably a difficult choice because it's gonna yellow. So you probably need to do it in a way where you paint it to look like ice without using clear resin, or you tint the resin so it doesn't like yellow, or like if it does yellow, it's not gonna look weird. Because you can see that one over there. You can already kind of see like a yellow hue to the bottom of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's just
Okay.
how like the clear resin works. And people don't like that it yellows. That's the difficulty of using clear resin.
Speaking of which, I think Sideshow's do another Magneto too. I see he has the Magneto up here at the top left, but I feel like by now they should be about time to do another one, man. It's been years
Mhm.
since that's come out.
Yeah.
It's been
I had that Magneto. That was a nice Magneto too. It wasn't a super popular Magneto, but once I saw it in person, I liked it even more.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
the way it's like they did the floating effect is pretty cool. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I still think those Sentinels are a little bit too small for like how they proportioned them to the characters, but they were probably Sideshow was probably thinking about maybe material costs and to take up less
Oh,
space for your collection. You know what I mean? Maybe, I don't
that's
know.
true. Yeah, they do that a lot. They tend to
Because they're
do that.
coming out with so many X-Men pieces. They're like, man, people are going to want to put these together. Let's try to make the bases a little bit smaller.
Right.
Even Wolverine's, he's in that corner right there in the middle of the picture. He's kind of small, but like the Sentinel hand that he's on, because I had that statue too. Great looking statues, just Sentinel hand looked a little small to me, but
I'm tempted to get that Wolverine because I'm like, yo, there's not a lot of licensed Wolverines that I really love like that. I like that one though. I like that one.
that is a nice one. It's very nice in person. It
it's by
pops.
your favorite.
You said it's not my favorite.
No, it's by your favorite sculptor.
It is. He is exactly. That is a great point. Yep. That's also one. That's why I lean towards it. By my favorite sculptor, and I just like it. And also too, I feel like he's for the price point. I mean, it's like best bang for your buck type situation.
You could find it on seconds every now and then. It'll pop up on
Yeah.
seconds. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the next time I have a gift card, I may pick him up if he pops up on seconds again because oh, why the hell not? So,
Buy sell groups. I see them every now and then. I've seen them as low as $400.
yeah, you can't beat that, right?
No, hell no. And when you see that thing in real life, I mean it looks a lot better. It looks cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We get into this guy, Trey. This your wheelhouse right here.
You better believe it, man. And I love this. I love the paint job. The second sculpt, if you're looking at the back, because I remember Buck talking about it, and I could see exactly what he was saying. we were talking about the musculature and all of that. But that aside, I think this is fantastic. It's going to look great with that entire Avenger line going all down to Black Panther and some of the other ones I won't name. But yeah, I think it's amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
Why did I just look at my shelf when I looked at that piece and see how I could put that thing on the shelf somewhere?
Yeah.
I just can't do it. I don't collect those guys, but man, this thing looks so good. I don't like him looking up like that. I like the swap out where he's just looking forward with his mask on.
Yeah.
But that base is killer. I think LBS does a killer job with the bases and just clean artwork. Looks good.
Yeah, I don't care about the day one pre-orders, but it will be day one. Each one of these is going to be it for me. Each one. Like I said earlier, seeing into the future, which I have, like each one's going to impress you. Like they are going to make you say, okay, yeah, you're putting out something that actually matters. The light up base, all of it.
I think that I really, really, really like this piece. I think this piece is really, really cool. Just personally, I don't know. I've never been a fan of. It's sort of like the Iron Spider. Like I've never been a fan of this suit of Iron Man. So it doesn't tickle my fancy in that wheelhouse. But I think the quality of it and the polish of it, the base even, is really, really cool. I think one of my favorite Iron Man suits is like Iron Man suit, like Mark 43, Mark 47, like those type of like that those suits are like some of my favorites. So no, I think maybe the 7. I really like the one that Sideshow has where he's kind of jumping back and he has two hands like this with the fire base with the light up in the base. I really like that suit as well. But those are really the main 3 I like. If it's not one of those 3, the Iron Man suits is like I'm probably not gonna get it. You know what I mean? Or if I do, it just got to be like just overwhelmingly just crazy.
Yeah.
And plus, this is 3rd scale, so I do 4th scale.
I just can't wait to get it beside the Hulk and the rest of them.
Yeah.
I try to stick to 4th scale, and now I'm buying 3rd scale Predators. So
I'm buying stuff on a discount. These cost like $1,400-$1,500. Adam's over there, spending $3,800, before shipping. So I'm just a little guy. I get this and the Hulk.
Man, look at that.
I mean, that's a good point.
Look at that. Wow.
Oh, it looks great.
See, that's crazy, man. Like, nah, man.
I feel like they're doing a lot of good work. They're putting in a lot of time. I feel like there's a lot of work going into putting these pieces together, and that I can respect because you can tell there's passion there. Jay is really putting in a lot of work, a lot of hours to make sure that he's bringing the best product. And you gotta respect that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And like I've said, their motto or what they're trying to do is make the key pieces that are in the like outfits or whatever that you actually want. So this won't be the only Iron Man, but they're keeping those low ESs. So there's not going to be, 1,000 or 2,000 people that get a chance to have it. So that's 700 or 800, or in the case of Cyclops, where there's only 150. Everybody's not going to be able to get it, and that's a good thing. Prime One can, well, they keep theirs low, like Buck said a little earlier too, but it'll keep. They're never going back and making different variants later. They'll make a new one. So,
that's what's up. Yeah, this girl haven't had a chance to really digest her. I just kind of threw the pictures up where I captured the pictures and put them in the thing to do this. So I haven't really had a chance to really analyze this, but what are you guys' thoughts on this this Batgirl?
I love a lot of things about it. Trey probably is he knows what I'm probably going to say about her face. It's just I love XM. I really do like XM and all their work, but these expressions kill me, man.
Yeah.
I think it just takes away from, you got like this badass pose. She's in this cool stance, ready to fight. It's kind of supposed to be in an aggressive, I would assume, aggressive pose. The base looks cool because it goes with the scarecrow, the samurai scarecrow base.
Right.
And you can even see the face in the smoke down there in the other picture.
Oh yeah.
Everything looks great for me. For two things, I don't really care for the tattoo on her arm, or it should be bigger, maybe not so small. And then I don't really care for her portrait. Everything else I think looks good. That's me.
I think I didn't even really notice the tattoo like that, but I mean, I think we're all in a consensus when it comes to the head sculpt. Like, look at this shit. She how you jumping about the fight and that's your face? Like, come on,
That's your face. So
That's
like
why they
about
did
fall asleep.
Psylocke. That's why they did Psylocke.
It's a shame. Such a cool piece with a expressionless face.
I don't know why they do that. I don't understand it. Because I mean, I feel like this piece, like, it's such a cool piece. Like, why is this the face?
Now the other one looks good.
This one,
the one with the cowl on, yeah, that looks cool.
I'm cool with this. I'm good with this.
Her eyes make her look more menacing. But once you take that off, it I don't know.
Looks like that. Yeah.
Go back to the other picture again, though. Look at the tattoo. Tattoo is cool, but I don't know if it really meshes with the whole, like, you know.
It's not needed. I don't think she needs it.
It's a nice tattoo, just not on this statue.
I feel like if you wanted to make it look cool, they should have gave her a sleeve. Like, the whole shoulder.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
The whole shoulder, the whole arm should have been wrapped in some cool looking. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you're gonna do a tattoo, like, it just, I don't know, it don't really. I feel like you could have did without it. Honestly.
Still a cool piece. I would probably use this portrait if I bought it, and I'm not gonna buy it. I actually had the scarecrow on pre-order, but I switched it for this. The alien behind me. But I still like it. It's a nice piece.
This sculpt, this head sculpt here, you could tell she got a straight face with this one too.
You can see it through the eyes. She's not even squinting. Like,
so Buck, you haven't made a comment. Does that mean you don't like it?
She got the 1,000-yard stare, man. She's seen things. I don't know.
Yeah.
This doesn't appeal to me. I can't really. I agree with Adam about the expressionless portrait. The things that I don't like don't make this a bad statue. They just, like, reasons for why it doesn't appeal to me. You know, this doesn't work for me. I tend not to like the samurai line. There's a few pieces I like in there. It's just because what they're going for with this whole samurai neo-futuristic thing, where it's like a cross between, like, a feudal Japan and far-flung sci-fi cyberpunk future. You see it so much when you look at artwork online that it feels like I've seen a lot of it already. A lot of these kind of designs, I've seen them already. Not necessarily the Batman characters, but it's just it doesn't do much for me when I see it. So I can say it's done well here. But other than that, it's not my taste. It's not for me.
I think they've exhausted the samurai category pretty good. You know what I mean? And some people would say the venomized category has been exhausted too. So I like samurai stuff. I think this style of statue is kind of trendy though. It's when it first came out, everyone was getting it like crazy and collecting the whole lines, but now people have moved on to other things.
And there's a few of them that are, like, I feel like are timeless, like the Batman on the horse. Like, I feel like that's a piece.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's like timeless, you know. But as a whole, like what you're saying, Adam, the line as a whole, like this, the Scarecrow, the Penguin, the whatever,
Look
like
good.
it definitely looks good because I've seen them in person. They definitely look good, but like it may be a trend. You know, it may be something people are on for a certain amount of time, and then after a while, uh, it's not even a real thing. Who cares? You know.
One thing I'll say is like there's certain pieces in the line where you can tell like there was a lot of thought put into the actual design of the piece and like the concept
Mm-hmm.
and how to make it stand out but still fit into the line. And then there's some that feels like, oh, we got to make a samurai version of this character, and they just shit him out. So
Yeah.
there's even pieces that I might not like, but I'm like, okay, they put some thought into that, like the Riddler. Penguin, you can tell they put some thought into him. They put some thought into the Bane. They put some thought into what's it called? The Shogun, the one on the horse, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And these other pieces just feel like afterthoughts, and they just took like, oh, this is what the Batman suit looks like. Let's put some plate armor here and here, and that's the design. And so like, something like this feels. I feel like they could have put more thought into the kind of. I mean, role she's playing on the team. Like, is she a ninja to what extent? Because all of them have this kind of armor look. They could push the conceptual design much more with, especially with the Bat family. I think the ones I've really disliked in the line are like the Robin, the Nightwing, and I guess this one. The ones that I really like, where it feels like they're really playing with the design and pushing what the inspiration for the design is, and you can kind of draw the parallel to like what's like inspiring this design. Look at the Scarecrow from their line. It doesn't look too similar to anything else. And I understand
Mm-hmm.
that, yeah, all of them are wearing like Bat costumes in the Bat family, but I still like to see more diversity in terms of what they're wearing. And it just
Mm-hmm.
feels pretty samey amongst all of them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So just push
Wow.
the concept some more, and whatever it is that's inspiring the thing.
I think Adam mentioned something about Venom and venomizing stuff. Here's a Venom. Seems like every other week we got a new Venom. Um, it's not. This one isn't. Normally there's some cool ones, but this one isn't for me personally.
It's a nice simple Venom. Doesn't look bad. But yeah, you got a lot of different Venoms to choose from. But
Right.
Venom does well. You know what I mean? Venom and Carnage, those are two characters that do pretty good.
That is true. That's definitely true. I threw this in here for Buck because I know
No,
he likes the character, but
no,
not. I knew you wouldn't like this statue though, but I knew I knew you liked the character.
yeah,
That thing is tight on the front, man.
yeah. It's cold.
That's funny.
Now that
Yeah.
kind of expression can go with that statue.
Exactly.
That's the expression you want on that statue, like that. That's more of like you know what I mean?
Right.
Even still, I feel like that's got more expression than that other statue. But
Mm-hmm. So we got a museum pose Gambit
From Caleb.
from Caleb. My man.
man, that looks cool.
Um,
That's the first time I saw that.
Yeah, and Caleb's giving you a lot of different poses and uh uh yeah,
Bottom
all that
left
good stuff.
A
is
lot of different
probably
options.
the best expression, I'd say. Bottom
Trey,
left.
yeah, before we get to that though, Trey has a jump, man. Thank you, Trey. Thank you for being on, man.
Man, anytime you want me here, I'll always be here, partner.
My
This,
man,
this
man.
is my first and original show I ever saw.
Oh
So
man, yeah, for sure. That's what's
yeah,
up, man.
this is where I met you and Buck.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate it. Have a good
All
one
right,
now.
fellas.
See
All
you,
right,
Trey.
see you, Adam.
Peace.
All right, man. Yeah, I got to be jumping off here, and probably in the next 10 minutes or so, I got to watch something with my wife, or she'll kill me.
Yeah, we'll be wrapping up here in the next 10 minutes anyway. I told Buck we won't be on for long. Gambit, we're here. We're towards the end of these pictures. He has a lot of different poses too. He has the cars. He has the staff. He has doing other stuff with the cars. I mean, you got some options here.
How are they going to make those cards float though? You see that?
Mm-hmm.
That looks if he can pull that off.
Well, it looks like he's doing
It's
it
connected to
via
energy.
the energy. The purple part is going to be connected to his hands. Is going to be connected to each card. That's how he's going to do it.
Man,
But
that would
also,
look killer if
yeah.
that can get pulled off right.
Yeah.
Another thing you need to know about Caleb is that's never his problem. That's
Oh
how,
yeah,
how the commissioner's gonna pull it off. It's not
Oh
Caleb's
yeah.
problem.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Caleb
sure.
will make the crazy sculpt, and then they figure it out.
yeah.
Yeah. Caleb is ambitious though. He always like goes above and beyond. And look, he even gives you two bases. Look, he gives you the Sentinel base, then he gives you a simple base.
I mean,
Yep.
the commissioner probably asked for that specifically. I'd imagine.
Yeah. For a cheaper price, I'm sure.
Well, that's one of the biggest complaints out of a lot of X-Men pieces is the base is always like a Sentinel or a Danger Room. So they probably wanted an extra option there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That looks cool.
Yeah, Wolverine. He's in a little bit of a different pose. I've never seen this pose before. So I said, throw this up on the show and see. Because you don't see that a lot. You normally see like the same like 3 or 4 poses of Wolverine.
Yeah.
So seeing this is a little different, you know.
Well, he's always got that pose where he's like forward and his claws are back. You know what I mean? He's always got that pose. So
Mhm.
this is a cool pose because it's different and it looks
Right.
like it's done well. So
Right.
it looks like he's
Right.
sticking his claws into something. So
Yeah. I like the variation in the hands, how it's like you can tell he has like the emotions is running through his whole arm to his hands. Like he's really
all the
really
way from
pissed
his
off.
face. Yeah,
All the way from his face.
all the way to the arm.
Like he's
That's
pissed off.
That's an expression.
That's an expression for sure. 1000%. 1000%.
Nice anatomy.
It's the Lady Thor, or what do they call this again?
Well, yeah,
Jane Foster.
Jane Foster Thor. I think about this piece. I think this is cool. I think the base is nice and compact.
Mhm.
I think they did a little bit of a better job with the facial expression here. Teeth look realistic.
Yeah, doesn't look bad.
And she doesn't have pink eye like the other X-Men statues.
Okay, his pink eye is funny.
Looks good.
Silver Surfer. This is from friend of the show, America Fong. This was different because I don't think I've ever seen the Silver Surfer surfing on like what appears to be like a planet. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
like he came low to the ground and he's kind of going through the planet.
Right. It's always like something cosmic.
Yeah.
So that was different to see.
Yeah.
It's like he went very simplistic with the sculpt.
It seems that way, but it can also be like the material he's using is hiding the physique because of the reflectivity.
Mm-hmm.
So, depending on what they use to paint it, it might look. You might be able to see more of the musculature better.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You see what Keesa said?
What do you say? Keesis he's the king of
Keesis.
the haters.
Keesis, man, this guy's crazy. His body looks like mine.
Dang.
Oh man. Yo, Buck, I want to know your opinion on the Player One Studio Guts.
I think it looks nice. The portrait looks kind of off from the manga, but I think it looks pretty cool. I just wouldn't pay what they're asking when I could just buy a 1/3 Prime 1 statue for the same price instead of a custom studios.
Mm-hmm.
Buck, I like that. Goku. I think that's Goku behind you.
Mhm.
Do you own that statue or?
So, funny story. I own it. I sent it back because there's an issue, and I got a new one coming on Tuesday again. This piece is my grail. It's like this is the statue that like I came in like it didn't make me a collector. Definitely not, because it came like years after I started collecting. But I feel like this statue was made for me. It's
I
it's
almost bought
like
that thing.
you should. It's not too
I
late. You
almost
should
bought
still
it.
buy it.
No, it's too late. I already ordered a Predator, so
No. It's not too late.
The-
Let's not get with the crazy talk.
No, I like it. I like it a lot. I watched Dragon Ball Z growing up as a kid. I didn't watch like every single episode because there's like 50,000. But I mean, that thing just looks like it is the cartoon and it came to life.
It's amazing
So
sculpt.
I'm actually I envy you for that, for having that piece. That's
No need to envy. Join me. Join me. I'll send you the link.
Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z is like one of those lines that I wouldn't mind going down. I had Berserk pieces too, like Guts. And those things, if you guys ever seen one of those in real life, man, those pieces are
I used to have
out
one.
of this world.
Yeah.
You know what I used to have? I used to have the Black Swordsman with the little animals at the
Mhm.
base, and he had the big, like, whatever it was, demon with the sword going through, and you
Yeah.
can hold it up here too. And I
Mhm.
sold it, and I regretted it. I still regret it. I
There's-
still
you,
regret
can,
it.
you can buy the new 1/3, the one where he's in the Berserk armor.
I know.
Berserker armor.
I know. I just don't. I don't get into. There's so many other things I need to get into, and
Yeah.
like Dragon Ball. Like Dragon Ball. Yeah, it's not too late.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
I'm telling you, this was like a couple months ago. I was saying, oh, I'll never get into 1/3, and then they came out with this thing, and I was like,
Yeah.
man. So
You know what? You know what you should do? Sell me your Scarlet Spider-Man, right? And use that money to buy Goku.
You thinking about it? Look.
Thinking about it.
that Scarlet Spider-Man is so good, man. It is
Oh, it's
so
a
good.
garbage statue, man. No, it's not that good. It's trash. It's trash.
I better just throw it in the trash then.
Yeah. No, let me know the location of the dumpster.
And they only made, I think, how many did they make of those things? 30 to 60. It was like 60, I think.
It's hard
I
to
think
know.
60.
If you check the bottom, you'll see.
Yeah, I think. Let me check real quick. I think it was 60.
I will, Piggy. I'll send it to you after the show because it's still available for retail at a U.S. retailer too, which is amazing.
Which retailer?
The Dragon Ball. You want me to say it live and like?
Don't say it live.
I'll put it in the chat.
They're 60. They're 65. Look at this thing, man. This thing is.
Wow, that is nice.
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece, man. I want this. I got the black suit from them, and you know what I love about that group? They think about the collector in a way that most other people are just not considerate of. The base is compact. It doesn't take up a stupid amount of space. The sculpt is fucking crispy, and the boxes are small. The boxes are so small, and they like for air shipping for that it would have been lower than $200.
Really? Wow.
Yes, and like it's you know you get your custom statue like the week after you pay for shipping. How where else can you say that? So I love that group, man. I love that group. They're doing some of the best Spider-Man stuff in my opinion.
Yeah, this is the best Spider-Man I've ever seen. If you see it, if you guys were actually like in the room with me, you would be able to see the fine details of the textures and the paint work. I think it's done. I mean, that's like a 9 out of 10, that statue. And that's a high score for me. That's a really high score for me.
Yeah.
So,
wow, that's awesome.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you first dibs if I decide to sell it, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, if you decide, please talk to me first because I'm ready. I'm ready.
I just got it not too long ago too, and then I don't know, man. I like this thing, but
don't let that hold you back, man. Think about the future, not the past.
you got me thinking because sometimes I can be a very impulsive guy. So like when somebody says something like that, because I think about what I can buy with all that stuff. So
Yeah.
And like, if you think about the space, man, if you just get
this
rid
thing
of
don't
all
take up
your,
any space, Buck. Stop
it
it, bro.
takes up
Look
so
at
much
this thing.
space, man.
It's like 4
Man,
inches.
no, think about all the 1/3 you could keep in that space. Come on, man,
Yeah.
just get rid of it.
That thing
All
is
the 1/3. That's funny.
I don't even know how much they're selling that thing for on that aftermarket.
It's never comes up. It never comes up. I
It
so I
never
don't even
comes
know.
up. Everyone loves it. That's why I got it. I
The
saw
only
it.
one I've seen was like someone was selling it for 1 gram, but someone scooped it up before me.
Yeah,
Somewhere around that price.
that's a good price.
Yeah.
I bought when I saw this, I saw it on the buy sell group or whatever it was, one of those groups, and it was like 3 a.m. I had woken up to use the bathroom and I came back and I was playing on my phone until I fell asleep again. And I literally made a deal with that statue at like 3 a.m.
I feel like he scooped me on the guy I'm talking about. It might be
I had
you.
him on the show. On my show at least, and super cool guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's funny.
I'll keep you in mind, Buck.
All right, man.
Absolutely. All right. Well, guys, I think that does it. One thing to remember is that we're doing a giveaway. I pinned a link to a video that kind of details how the giveaway is going to go. Check the chat for that. But I want to say thank you to you guys for joining me. Everyone in the audience, Buck, Adam, you guys have been great. This has been awesome. And it's been another good show, man. Episode 100, I'm going to try to do something different, something big, something extravagant. So be on the lookout for that. But thank you guys once again, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. So until next time, y'all be good. Y'all be safe. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.